So as you can see, this window jamb is completely rotten. I'm going to show you how to go through and just change over the bottom. If you were to get a carpenter to come do this job for you, they're probably going to quote you to take out the entire window, pull it all the way out, rebuild the window, take out the rotten places and put it back in. It's a lot of work, it's going to cost a lot. The way I'm going to show you is going to be a lot easier, a lot cheaper, and possible to do yourself to save a lot of money. I'm going to be replacing this entire piece that goes the entire way down, and the first thing I want to do is remove the lower quad. I'm lucky that it's quite rotten. I can just get my chisel in there and carefully pull it out. But you do want to be very careful that you don't hit the window, crack the window. Alright, with that quad gone the entire way, the next thing we want to do is basically go through and cut a line where that glass ends and pull off the bottom sill. To do this, we're going to be using a multi-tool. This is called a multi-tool, also known as an oscillating tool, but it has a nickname of the renovator's tool because it is so handy in renovation. For so many little jobs such as this, you're going to need a multi-tool. If you don't have one, I definitely recommend getting one. You can get a corded one from Bunnings, it's not too expensive, but we've got a cutting blade on it, and what I'm going to be doing is very carefully going down in line with the glass and trying to go through and cut a line to pull out this timber. I'm going to take my time doing this because it is very easy to cut and shatter the glass. So if anything, you do even want to pull your multi-tool away by a couple mils so you're not touching the glass. And even if you go through and start the cut, since we are cutting with the grain, you can almost get your chisel in there afterwards and the timber should split and pull off, as long as we have gone through and started that cut. Right, so I've gone through so far and cut all the way through to about here. And one thing I recommend doing, instead of trying to cut the entire way and then try to pull the entire piece off, because it might be a bit hard to get out that way, is I'll go through and do a cut now coming back this way and I'll take it out in pieces. It's going to make it easier to pull out. And the other thing is, if I cut this the whole way and I try pulling that one side and it's still a bit stuck over there, I don't want to try force it and have it potentially slip and break the glass panel. I do a cut coming back as close as I can, and then this piece here should be able to come out, and we'll just keep going through and repeating that process. One thing that may be a bit difficult is because of this type of window, I don't have the timber to replace this moulding here. So I do want to keep this in place. I don't want to replace it. So that means when I did go through and do my cut, I went all the way through to here, stopped, and then continued on the other side. So we may have a bit of an issue trying to pull it apart. But what I hope happens is that since we're following the same grain through there, it should just tear apart easily. We'll see how that goes. There we go. Right, so we've got the windowsill off the entire way. I'm also going to do these return pieces here, but I want to get this one side finished, get the bottom sill in, and then once that's in, we can take the side pieces off and do those. So since it's all out, what I'm going to do now is just go through and clean up the bricks and make it all clean. Alright, so we've cleaned the windowsill now, and before we put the next bit of timber in for the new windowsill, I want to go through and lay down some plastic to act as a flashing underneath the timber. I'm just going to roll it out and cut it to be a bit bigger than what I need it to be for now. And what I want to do is lay it on the bricks, and we're just going to fold up the edge of it there. And I'm going to nail that into the old windowsill, the existing windowsill. You could also use staples here. What I'm going to do with my nails though is hit them about halfway in and bend them over. And bending the nail over means it's holding more of the plastic and it's less likely for it to slip and fall out. Alright, we've got the plastic flashing on and we're ready to cut a new piece of timber to replace that old windowsill. Alright, so this is the timber that I'm going to be using for the windowsill. This is LOSP, which is a light organic solvent preservative. It's perfect for using outside, and it's also got a clear, smooth finish, pre-primed, ready to paint. It's really good to work with. The piece I've got is 140 wide, and I only need them at 65mm. So what I'm going to do is rip this down the middle, and then I'll be able to get 2 pieces, and it should be enough to go all the way around the window. Alright, we're going to get a measurement for this bottom sill here, and it looks like it's about a 22.5 degree angle either side. Alright, so we've got about 25.17. Before we glue it up, I just want to sit it in here and make sure that it fits. Alright, so she does fit, and how we're going to fix it is firstly using liquid dowels with screws. We're going to drill a hole and have a screw going all the way through, and it's going to screw back into the existing jam to hold it that way. And once we put our new pieces on the corners, we'll have a few screws going through, holding them together and holding them into the timbers coming down from the window. The screws are ready to go, and when we put it in, I'm also going to get some liquid dowels and put a bead of liquid dowels on the back side here. When I put that flashing on, I didn't have the flashing run all the way up, so that the top of this here should still butt into the existing timber, and I'm going to put that glue there to help hold it together. Alright, so we've got the new sill in. The next thing I want to do is go through and replace these old bits of quad. We are keeping all these existing ones, so we're going to have to cut each bit of quad to blend it with those and stop-start at every single window panel. Alright, I'm going to be doing this a bit differently. I'm actually using a different profile quad. So I've cut this, and you can see with it laid in place, it sticks out a little bit more than the existing. So you can chuck your quad on now, but what I'm going to do is cut these to suit perfectly for one bit of quad to go from here all the way to that bigger bit of timber in the middle. I'm going to get my multi-tool out, try to do the neatest cut as I can so that can slide underneath this, and we'll just go through with some putty at the end and putty it all up to make it look neat. Alright, so that side's prepped, and it makes it easy for us too, because now we can just go square to square and slide the quad straight in. What I'm going to do to attach the quad is we do have some silicone, and I'm just going to put heaps of silicone down in that corner the whole way through, and then we'll sit the quad on top of that, and the silicone will hold it in place. So I'm going to push it in really tight. You can see I've gone a little bit too overkill with the silicone too. It's seeping up through the top. I'm just going to go through and wipe that away straight away. Alright, so I got a bit excited there. One thing that I normally would do, and I do recommend doing, is getting a bit of tape, and before you put your quad on, run the tape against the window. Obviously we are going to come through and paint this, and it's going to be a lot easier to run that tape in first. You don't want to go down too far though, because you do want to still stick your quad to the window, to the glass. But if you start your tape down just about 5mm before where the quad starts, you can tape it, paint it, and then go through with a knife and just peel off the tape afterwards. And it's a lot easier than going through now and trying to get the perfect tape line, especially when you're taping a window this size with heaps of bits of quad. Alright, so I've gone through, I've completed it everywhere now. There's a bit of rot around here, and I've just done the same thing and cut out the rotted areas and replaced it with LOSP. The next thing I want to do is go through with my knife, and I'm going to cut this flashing back just in line with where the sill ends. Alright, so almost done. What I'm going to do now is just get some window packers and put it in between the bricks and the windowsill. It's already pretty secure. It probably doesn't need it, but it's just a bit more peace of mind having the window packers underneath it, knowing that it can't move at all. Now this plastic's just here for a bit of a moisture barrier between the bricks and the timber, so we're not expecting any water to get in there. What I do want to go through and do, but I'm not going to do it today, is go through and do a bead of no more gaps there, really sealing that off. And then there's a few places where I do need to get some putty and fill in some of those gaps of putty before I paint it. I'm not doing that today or in this video, but that's the job complete in terms of carpentry and replacing the rotten areas of your windowsill.